All right, so I just finished up a training with one of our new agents here at Gulf Point Properties, and wanted to tell you a little story about the training, but more importantly, a story about there's a learning opportunity that came up, and I think there's a valuable lesson in it. So, in as we were departing the training, we were talking about prospecting. It's part of real estate. It's part of what we do on a daily basis, and the agent was just a little bit nervous and felt like brand new agent, new to the industry, and the feeling that he was having was, I just am afraid that I don't know enough about the industry to be able to speak intelligently on the phone with a prospect. And it's a valid point. I think that happens to everybody. I don't care what career you're in. If there's any kind of outbound phone call, you have that concern, and essentially it's a fear that you have to get through. And the story that I told him was something that I actually learned back when I was the business development manager at Action Coach Business Coaching. And there was a guy. He was a client and had an appliance. It was basically an appliance sales store. So what they did is they sold appliances. They had, some seasoned salespeople that were in charge of selling the appliances, and then they were looking to expand. So they brought on a new hire. This was green as green could be. And this new hire, what he did have is he was very ambitious, had a positive attitude, and was really can do. I'm going to do what it takes to succeed. And so they kind of just let him go, let this kid or inexperienced salesperson go in there against the experienced salespeople. And shockingly, what happened within a month or so of starting employ, he became the top salesperson in the entire company. And so here was this kid that didn't know a lot about appliances. He was brand new to that industry, and all of a sudden he quickly became the top producer. So obviously the experienced salespeople think it's a fluke, and they don't know, how that's possible if this kid comes in and makes such a big, a big impact. And the boss is like, well, we need to get this kid some training. He needs to start learning about these appliances and learn what the components are and how the refrigerators work and how the dishwashers work, and what makes them be the best products. And so he sends this kid who's the best in sales. He sends him off to get some technical training for learning more about the product. So what happens? The kid, he comes back, he's fired up because now he knows a lot about the appliances, and all of a sudden his sales go down. So what happened? Why would his sales possibly go down? And it's an important lesson. What happened is the kid started to focus on the technical aspects of the item. So now that he gained all of this knowledge, he understands how everything works, he focused on selling the technical aspects of those particular appliances. And that did not sit well with the consumer. What does the consumer want? The consumer wants you to understand what their needs are, and you to be the person who's there to help them fulfill their needs. Do they care if it has this one component that's going to help it be 3 decibels more quiet? They don't care about that component. If we're talking about a dishwasher, they care that the dishwasher is going to be the quietest one around, and it's not going to interrupt you as you're watching TV after dinner. That's what's important to the consumer. It's not important what the gizmo is that's attached to it. So in some ways, learning everything that you can about a specific market or industry can actually detract from your ability to connect with people. If you use jargon, if there's if you start talking super technical, that actually turns people off. So the lesson, the value here is, our ability to be able to connect to people is a lot more important than knowing, what is a CDD in real estate. That's a community development district, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't make that big of a difference to the consumer. It's that they know that you're there for them, you're going to take care of them, and you're going to, do the best for them throughout the process. So hope that helps. If anybody's looking to make a career change, that's a very valuable lesson I learned at Action Coach Business Coaching, and it still applies today. So let me know your thoughts on that.